Oasis Audio presents Dead Silence by Robin Caroll. Read for you by Pamela Klein. Chapter 1. Stop worrying. Liliana York will be taken care of tonight permanently, just as you instructed. Elise Carmichael froze in her path across the polished lobby floor of the Arkansas Federal Courthouse. Had she read that security guard's lips correctly? She turned to get a better look at his mouth. He stood off in the corner almost, his back facing the wall of glass, out of reach of the security camera that faced the front entrance. The storm clouds over Little Rock had intensified, making the early April afternoon even darker. You just make sure the money's ready to be wired as soon as it's done. The guard shoved the cell phone into his back pants pocket, nodded at the man who stood adjacent to him, then moved to join the other guards at the entrance by the metal detector. She recognized him as belonging, but didn't know his name. The other man? She didn't recognize at all. This had to be some kind of joke. Surely this couldn't be real. Senator Liliana York was very prominent and formidable. And yes, aggressive. Elise should know, since Liliana was her mother-in-law. She had to tell. Her ringtone blasted from the side of her purse. Elise jerked it free and stared at the display and knew she had to take the call. She watched the guard laugh at something one of the others said, leaning casually against the big X-ray machine. "Hey, Haley. Look, I'll be here a little longer." Haley talked over her. "It's Sawyer. We're on our way to the hospital now." Elise's world stopped spinning. Her heart stalled before free-falling to her toes. "What's wrong?" "He fell while we were at the park. Someone called 911 and we're in an ambulance on the way to Children's right now." Elise's pulse pounded in her head. "I'm on my way." She fled past the guards and out the front door. The first raindrops pelted against her as she sprinted toward the paid lot where she'd parked. She didn't have an umbrella, but it didn't matter. All that mattered was getting to the hospital to check on her son. A fall could mean so many things. Head injury, neck injury, broken leg, so many possible scenarios. She might be considered overprotective of Sawyer, but that was certainly justified. He might. The slick sidewalk stole her footing. Her knees grazed over the pebbled surface of the unforgiving concrete that dug into the tender flesh. Blood puckered on both knees. Elise moved to stand, realizing then she hadn't just slipped, but her heel had broken off her right pump. She wobbled, then kicked off the shoes. Everything in her cried, in pain or anguish or just from sheer frustration. "Hey, are you okay?" One of the scads of young attorneys who tried to make a name for themselves day in and day out rushed toward her, his briefcase over his head. Rain slushed down into her eyes and she wiped her face. "I'm fine, I think. My heel broke." Elise picked up her soaked bag from the ground. Thunder boomed in the massive clouds overhead. "Where's your car?" He held his briefcase over her head, standing very close to her. She could feel his body heat. Panic filled her chest. "I'm fine, thanks. I appreciate it, but I'm good." She turned, leaving her shoes on the sidewalk, and sprinted toward the lot with her car. The attorney hollered after her, but the now rising wind snatched his words away before she could make them out. It didn't matter. She didn't want help. She just wanted to get to the hospital, get to Sawyer. She fumbled in her bag for her car keys as she headed toward her car. Why couldn't she find them? She felt all around, but the keys weren't there. Elise slammed her purse on the hood and fumbled about. The rain soaked her and her purse and everything inside. Still, no keys. "Hey!" The young attorney stood behind her. She turned quickly. He still held the briefcase over his head with his right hand, but his left hand held out her keys. "I called after you to let you know you dropped these, but I guess you couldn't hear me." Thunder rumbled and lightning flashed. The earth shook. Elise took the offered keys and used the remote to unlock the doors. "Sorry, I just need to get to the hospital. My son's been injured." "Oh, okay. Well, I hope he's okay." He took a step backward. "You, left your shoes too?"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?